So today we're going to talk about the midpoint formula. It's a pretty easy formula. And the idea today is that we combine the geometric idea of the midpoint with the algebraic idea of being able to actually find the specific coordinates of that midpoint on a graph. And then we're going to do a little activity with it where you're going to make an astounding discovery. And then I'm going to give you an assignment. Okay? So to start with, to come up with the midpoint formula, let's start with 2 points. So somebody give me the coordinates of a point that I could fit on this graph somewhere. So don't give me negative 3,000 and dot, dot, dot. Michaela? 2, 7. Okay, not calling on Nate. 2, 7. So that point right there has the coordinates 2, 7. And somebody else give me another one. Matt? 3, negative 1. Okay, awesome. So there's our 2 points, randomly selected by the studio audience. Okay, we're not told beforehand what points to choose. So we're going to be able to find the exact midpoint between those 2 points. Anybody have any idea how we could do that using a little bit of algebra, a little numbers? Nobody? All right, let's say that instead of the points being there and there, let's say these points were right next to each other. Okay? How would you find the midpoint in between those 2 points? What would the x-coordinate of the midpoint of those 2 points be, Nikki? Right, I would add the x-coordinate of this one is 2, and I would add the x-coordinate of this one is 3, and what would I do with that answer? Divided by 2, so I'm just trying to find the average, right in between there, and that would give me 2.5, and it's pretty clear that the x-coordinate is going to be right in there, 2.5, yes? Okay, how about if instead of being side by side like that, they were right on top of each other? How would I find the y-coordinate where that would be right in the middle? Add the y-coordinates together, so I'd go 7 plus negative 1 is 6. And then what do I do with that? Cut it in half, and that would give me 3. So if I combine those 2 ideas into 1, if I take the x's and add them together, bless you, 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we want the average of those 2, so I have to divide that answer in half. So my x-coordinate is going to be 2.5, right? Because can you see that? It's going to be right in between 2 and 3. Okay? And then same thing with the y-coordinates. If I add the y-coordinates together, so 7 plus negative 1 is 6. And what do I have to do with that answer? Divide by 2, because I want to be halfway in between. So I divide by 2, I take half of the answer. And that gives me 3. And then what I'm telling you is that the midpoint will be right at 2.5 comma 3. Do you believe me? Yeah. So pretty simple, right? Just add the x-coordinates, divide by 2, add the y-coordinates, divide by 2, and you are done. So that is the midpoint formula. Whoa. And since we are finding the coordinates of a point, how many numbers do we use to label points? 2. So these will have 2 answers as well. One for the x-coordinate and one for the y-coordinate. Could not be easier. Add the x's together, divide by 2. Add the y's together, divide by 2. Okay? All right, so let's show off what we've learned. Let's not do it on a graph this time. Somebody give me the coordinates of a point, of 1 point, 2 numbers for anybody? Take it away, Tristan. You're bored. Get involved.
7.
Okay, wasn't that fun? Aren't you happier now that you participated in fun? Okay. Somebody else? Yes, sir. 2 and 2. Okay, so if I want to find the midpoint of those two things, I add the x's together. 7 and 2 is 9. And then what do I do with that? Divide it by half, and that gives me 4.5. Then I take the y's, add them together, and get negative 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. And if I divide that by 2, I get negative 1. Okay? So we can check our work, see if it matches when we put it on a graph. 7, negative 4 would be somewhere here. 2, 2 is right about there. And what did we come up with for our answer? 4.5 what? Negative 1. Okay, so if I draw a little segment there, does that look like it's right in the middle? Yeah? Okay, and you can kind of check that informally. I have to go over 1, 2.5 that way, and then up 1, 2, 3. And then I have to go over a half, 1, 2 this way, and then up 1, 2, 3. So it looks like it's right in the middle, so we have solved all the world's problems. Okay? Most.